Hello everyone, Aso here. So I did say the last video was a one-time thing. I'm not a lore channel or a theory guide, that kind of stuff. But after the improv tour trailer, I had to fucking make it. I had to make it a fucking follow-up video, man. Okay, first thing first. Before we go any further, I want to say something, which is this is an unscripted video. I am not writing any script for this video. I'm here just having a bullet point in front of my face, and all from this is all freestyle, and English is not my first language. If you hear a lot of jump cut, please understand. I had to think about the word before I speak, so apologies for that.
And I am strapped for time as I am in the middle of preparing for a test. So you'll be using both my voice and take to speed to cover some parts I forgot to say with my voice.
So where do I start with the improv tour trailer? The latest one about Himeko. So, okay, one is, I'm pretty sure that our Himeko is not an Imagenae. Our Himeko is quite literally the OG or this universe Himeko residing in Mokoto body. If we were to look at Graphia, Hibana / Hanabi, they would give you the rough framework of what happened or how could that happen. And lastly, the improv tour trailer, last line, and Himeko Nova's light code story kind of imply that they somehow did a body switcheroo. So there is that. Now, that begs the question, who is Motoko or the Navigator? A lot of people said Motoko or the Navigator is the Imagenae born from Himeko's Imagine, but I don't think that is the case at all. I think Motoko / the Navigator isn't Imagenae born from Himeko's Imagine, but it is her. Like her actual self from a parallel universe. God damn it, I cannot pronounce parallel. So why is that? Why do I think like that? Right? Let's start with the Imagenae thesis first. This is Imagenae thesis, right? Imagenae thesis kind of said that you can only form a core once you pour enough wish power into it, or at least you have a rough idea of what you want to make, right? But Motoko core already formed, like actually already formed when she hasn't even began or even finished the portrait of Himeko's ideal life self yet.
Granted, Imagenae core can be formed naturally given enough energy or wish power. A Stellaron could easily achieve that, and the Astral Express crash site supposedly has one. So that might be how Motoko core came to be. And if Motoko core really formed by Stellaron, expect shenanigans to ensue for the eventual reveal in 4.4.
And not to mention, Motoko / Navigator core, let's just call it that for now, seems to be able to grow or at least achieve maturity.
Even though they haven't achieved physical form yet.
You can notice from the height of the core as it was presented in the trailer and her voice. I am bad at recognizing English voice acting, but in Japanese voice acting, oh, definitely that's a voice change.
なら、私は誰なの？おっと？じゃあ今は？思えば、あの時のあんたはずいぶん失礼だった。今はもう自分の描きたいものを見つけたのね。なんだか今の私たちみたい。またやっちゃったわ。あんたはファルケンみたいな英雄になりたいの？Himeko?
Now, the other reason that led me to think Motoko is not an Imagenae, is the Weathering Curse. Back in 4.3 dispatch, back in the ending of 4.3, Asad speculated that our Himeko is an Imagenae because she doesn't have any Weathering Curse. This quote implying that Weathering Curse is not a transmittable curse from painter to Imagenae.
And from what we know about Weathering Curse, it only happens when the individual betray the path of destruction or being a descendant of the individual that betray the path.
But somehow Mokoto or the navigator has the Weathering Curse symptom show in the same exact location as our young Himeko, as if they are the same person, and not to mention there are no Weathering Curse texture in the Himeko's idealized self-portrait. Then there is another thing that I think a lot of you might have overlooked, and I think a lot of you might have forgotten, which is Himeko character story 4. This idea was brought up in the first place by Rain Authority. So the thesis of this theory from Rain herself is that the conversation in the Himeko's character story 4 seems to be two express navigator having a conversation. One is our Himeko and the other is the unknown person that got redacted name. She did brought up the possibility that the other navigator was Graphia because, well, that could be a possibility. At that point, we don't know if Graphia was a nameless or has any actual relationship with a nameless or not. But in 4.3, we also got a confirmation that no, Graphia is not a nameless, nor she was a navigator, she was simply a LARPer, just like her dad. So with that said, who could this redacted person be? We know that pretty much every other navigator is not here anymore, beside Asad himself, but that would not make any sense if this character story were to happen in the past. I mean, Himeko herself said Ryusuke, or Asad, laughing as Ryusuke, isn't there for most of her life, so it cannot be Asad. But then, who is it? Who is it that she was having a conversation with? Who is another navigator that we know of? Well, the only possibility left is just that Himeko herself. It was Himeko having a conversation with another Himeko. A Himeko that is older and has become a navigator, and who else that can be besides Motoko? I think that is what happened. So this is probably what happened in the past. 1. Somehow, both Himeko and the navigator won the Phantasmoon game. 2. They spent 1 minute to either find a way to restart an express or find a way to sustain themselves, or both. 3. Himeko and the navigator somehow swapped or fused their body, resulting in our Himeko. Who knows, they might be, engaging in a binding vow marketing if her on a borrowed timeline is anything to go by. Then our Himeko sets out of planar Arcadia. Then, after some time passed, our Himeko come back to planar Arcadia and having a chat with Makoto. The navigator. And then she set out again, and then we meet her in the prologue and continue the story until now. And that's it from me. I'm just here to, doing a follow-up from the fact that it's just really curious. I'm just really curious about the how the story will actually play out. I don't think they will actually kill Himeko because, well, are you going to be like, let's kill probably the most important characters in Astro Express, the person who maintained the train? And after a fight that's seemingly going to completely screw the train over, and then going to another planet where they are going to have a beach episode. That is a bit of a tonal whiplash that honestly I don't think any sane writer would actually do. I hope you enjoyed the video of me rambling. Anyway, bye bye. It'd be mad funny if Himeko character story happened at the end of 4.4 where she and Asad have a heart-to-heart conversation. I mean, the redacted word has 4 letters and Asad name has 4 letters too.